rushing on this drive. It's second and goal. Right back to Harris up the middle, and he is in.
How's it going, everybody? I'm bringing you a Week 7 matchup here between Jerry and Sarah. So this one is fairly close, within like a little over 10 points. But this is definitely a battle of the 2 and 4 teams, and the battle was won by Jerry, boosting his record up to 3 and 4. A very important win here as the season goes along. Then Sarah falls down to 2 and 5. She is not happy about that, by the way. Two-time champ. She was just like, "How the hell am I 2 and 5?" Well, let's dive in and see how that happened. Huh? So there we got Matt Stafford, 33.16 points, continuing to have a fantastic season. 334 yards passing, 3 TDs, a 2-point conversion. So he's dotting up defenses in his first year here in Detroit. Not Detroit. That's where he came from. He's happy he's not in Detroit anymore, but he's first year here in LA, leaving Detroit behind. So good for him. Kyler Murray, 27.44 points, 261 yards, 3 TDs. Continue to try to win this MVP campaign this year. So games like this, it keeps him on pace for it. So his team keeps on roll through the Texans pretty easily there. Darrell Williams was a hero for you last week, Jerry, but this week not so much. Only had 5 carries, 20 yards, 3 catches, 30 yards. So no touchdowns equals very limited fantasy production there. Chuba Hubbard, surprisingly not doing so well here in the absence of Christian McCaffrey. Only 7.6 points against the Giants. 12 carries, only had 28 yards on 12 carries. It's about 2.5 yards a carry. That's pretty bad. And then also 4 catches, 28 yards. So I think the Panthers are definitely sorely missing McCaffrey in that offense because Sam Darnold definitely can't carry them. And Chuba's not really putting up the slack either. So hopefully he gets back soon there for the Panthers. See James Conner, 12.4 points, had 10 carries, 64 yards, and a TD. That's all James Conner does. He just scores touchdowns. He's not someone who's gonna get all of his numbers just based on scores. He's gonna run for so many yards that it won't matter, if he gets touchdowns or not. He needs the touchdowns, and this week he got the touchdown. So good for you, Jerry. Le'Veon Bell. Sarah was really crossing her fingers in this one. It was between Bell and Freeman on the waivers, and I think she just picked up the wrong Raven running back, unfortunately. Only had 0.9 points, so 5 carries, 5 yards, 1 catch, -1 yard. So that's pretty brutal there for you, Sarah. Tyreek Hill, speaking of brutal, for him, his standards, 9.7 points is pretty brutal. He had 1 carry, 18 yards, 6 catches, 49 yards. So he just could not do anything all day, just like the whole Chiefs offense couldn't do anything all day against the Titans defense. So pretty rough go there for Hill, but you still got the win regardless, Jerry. So lucky for you. Chris Godwin played like a god on this one. 21.10 points, 11 yards receiving, and a touchdown on 11 targets. So this is definitely a boom week for him, and I think for Mike Evans. So pretty much everybody on the Bucks ate this past week. So that's that's what the champs. They look like champs this past weekend, but they rolled against the Bears, so you don't know. See, also we have Brandon Ayuk, 1.4 points. Pretty pedestrian numbers there. He's not doing a whole lot at all. Definitely still in that doghouse there for the Niners. I don't know why they're not playing him, but they just choose not to. They got like 1 target, caught it, only 6 yards. So definitely not someone who's on the upswing right now in the Niner offense. Marquise Hollywood Brown, 16.5 points, had 14 targets. That's a lot for him. Caught 5 of them, though, and for 80 yards and a touchdown. So he made those targets count, and it resulted in a touchdown. So very big week there for Mr. Hollywood. You see, you got Zach Ertz, 14.5 points. Continue to be one of the best for trade acquisitions here, I think, this season. Low key, the Cardinals needed a tight end after they lost Max Williams for the season, so he's stepped up beautifully and is looking like he's giving the Cardinals good production. And also Kyle Pitts, he was off to a rocky start the first 3-4 weeks, but since then he's been fantasy gold here for tight ends, especially 19.8 points, 7 catches, 163 yards from the tight end spot. Are we sure he's a tight end, not a receiver? That's absurd numbers for a tight end. Didn't get in the end zone, but didn't need to, really. Well, I guess for you, Sarah, you probably kind of did need to because you can get the win, but, still, that's a good sign for your tight end going forward. Damian Harris, 24.3 points, had 2 touchdowns, 100 yards rushing, 2 catches, 7 yards. So he's really taking over that backfield there for the Patriots. So I know you're very excited about that, Jerry. You're kind of looking pretty grim there at running back for a while. Now you're looking like that's a strength on your team. It's not the strength. Your receivers are still probably a little better, but the running backs have caught up nicely. Marquez Callaway, only 4.7 points. Didn't do much there against the Seahawks. Joey Sly had 8 points from the kicking spot, and Daniel Carlson had 9, so pretty much a wash there. And finally, the Packer defense had 14 points. That's a huge number for them. They don't really know them as like a dominant defense, but they dominated in this one against the Washington football team. And the Falcons had a respectable 6. So, Jerry, big time win, like I said earlier, man. You go up to 3 and 4. Sarah, you fall to 2 and 5. So, good luck to you both going forward. That's the halfway point and shift in the gear.